Page 92, money can't buy everything. At the top of the page, they're introducing a new symbol. We haven't had any new symbols for a while. It's called a sharp sign. My generation, we'd call it a pound sign or a number sign, something along that, or maybe tic-tac-toe. Today's generation, it would be called a hashtag. Technically, all of those signs I just mentioned are slightly different. However, they all involve two lines across and two lines up and down, and they intersect. It's a sharp sign in music. When they introduce a sign in the music like they're doing here, it's called an accidental, not accident, accidental. It simply means it's changing the pitch, changing the note temporarily. That's all. There's other accidentals, we'll get to those. We're just dealing with sharp signs for now. What it means is you take on the piano, you take the note, whatever the note is, and it goes up. The key up is this way. Down is that way. You go up one key on the piano, white or black. Simple as that. That's it. So it's like here in the example, they have a C sharp. Well, if I take a C and I want C sharp, I go up one key, white or black, here. It's a C sharp. What else do they give? An A. Well, an A sharp would be here. One. F is here, F sharp. B, B sharp. And you say, yeah, that's a C. Well, yes it is, but you keep in mind that every key on the piano, white or black, has multiple names. It does, they all do. But it makes sense, we'll learn them, don't worry about them. Just know that a B sharp, the sharp goes up one key, white or black. There's no black key there, so you got to go up here. Same thing with an E. An E sharp is also an F. Technically, it's not exactly an F as far as the pitch goes. A violin player or one of the string instruments where they finger all the stuff, there's no frets, they would not finger that exactly an F. It's actually slightly above. I won't get into it. It goes into the well-tempered tuning, and just for our purposes, it's an F. Let's just go up one key, white or black. Here, let's look at this can't buy everything. In the first measure, you have two Ds, and immediately a C sharp. So it's a C sharp. So you play that instead of that. And for now, what we're going to do, as far as the fingering goes, we're in G position, is whatever finger would play the white key is also going to play the black key. So here, we would use fourth finger on the C sharp because we would use fourth finger on the C. And then you get to the third measure, you have an A sharp. We're going to use second finger for the A, use it for the A sharp. Like so. That won't always work out, but that's a general rule you can kind of start with and adjust as you need to. Now, it applies from that point on in that measure for the rest of the measure. And people don't agree on the rule. This gets back to music has evolved over centuries, and people just don't agree. Most pianists need to have the sharp on each pitch that requires it. Technically, I mean, if you ask a violinist or somebody like that, they would say, no, 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 no. A C sharp in the first measure, that would apply to any C anywhere. If they had C's there, they would all be C sharp. To a piano player, we usually say we need that sharp sign. If you have another C in another octave or somewhere else, we need the sharp sign there too. Whether it's needed or not, we need it there, is what we're saying. So people will disagree on that. I've been on both sides of that discussion, don't care to get into it. Just know that it applies from that point on in the measure for that staff. Now, it doesn't apply to any other staff because the symbols in each staff are independent of any other staff. So if I had a C, look at the second line here in the left hand, you have a C and a D in the second measure. That C, if I had a C sharp in the upper staff here, and I wanted a C sharp in that staff, I'd have to have a sharp sign in front of the C there because it's a different staff. It's independent of the other one. But otherwise, it applies from that point on in the measure. So in the first measure there, if the last note were another C instead of a D, it would be a C sharp 2 automatically. Like so. Because it applies for the rest of the measure. That's generally the rule. We'll talk more about it as we get the other accidentals. And here, let's talk about this piece. 4/4 time. We'll talk about right hand first. We're in G position. We already kind of went over the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's really about all you're doing in the left hand, or the right hand. Left, right, I'm not sure which is which anymore. For the left hand, my other left hand, when it comes in, you have a G and a D here. You're in G position. It's a G chord without the B. And then later it's a B and a D. Second line, it's a C and a D. Do these look familiar? We've had them in the previous pieces. And that's the left hand. Put them together. Here. That's really the piece. There's no slurring in it, don't worry about it. It says it's loud. You see the F at the beginning, forte? That's the melody. That's the right hand here, so keep the left hand soft. We want to hear those B's. Keep this soft. You get down to the third line, now it's soft. That's the melody. Decide how soft that is, you keep the left hand under it. Then at the bottom, the last two measures, now you're loud again. So, that's the dynamics. Not a lot going on here that I can see. Hopefully we'll get through this okay. I'd like to play this with you slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. I won't do the dynamics, just the notes and the rhythms. I'll give us 4 counts, so let's try it together. 1, 2, ready, go.